journalist Glenn Greenwald pointed out on Twitter that Trevor Noah is a threat to Biden or anyone else is one of the few funny things he's ever said. The notion that he's a threat is one of the few funny things that he's ever said. Asked Julian Assange what happens to journalists who are actually adversarial to the U.S. security state and reveals official crimes. The president Noah is praising has him in prison. Fair critique, Batya?
It's a totally fair critique. I mean, it's just so fair. When people sort of start talking about cancel culture as comparable to, authoritarianism or the Chinese Communist revolution, I look at that and I say, no, that's not fair because there's no state power behind it, right? It's really just peer pressure, right? But at the same time, it's so awful. Trevor Noah saying, you have this freedom, right? It's true. They have so much freedom. And if you look at what they do with that freedom, they use it to bully other journalists, to smear other journalists, to expose, the Twitter accounts that they don't like. The legacy media used to use its immense power and its immense resources to expose corruption in the government. And today they use it to protect the government and to defend the government and protect the administration, to jail, people like Julian Assange, right? And to essentially, they use their power to silence the people who dissent and who critique and who criticize, this administration. It's such a crazy thing to be happening. And to see them use that as some excuse to bloviate about democracy, it's distressing.
And there's really no better example of the overly and wrongly cozy relationship between legacy media and the government than this entire event, which is a cozy relationship between the media, government, and celebrities involved for no reason. It's really a kind of a sham, with the additional, switching topics just ever so slightly, with the additional layer this year of these are people who lectured you about doing anything fun or social for literally years now, and then they did it, and I'm sure, I don't know what's going to happen, but it would be perfectly in keeping with how these people have handled things so far to, within a few days, be calling for the remasking of children or of people entering, the supermarket or something, even after they did this. Perhaps because they did this, if cases rise for some reason. A hypocrisy that they're now just fully wallowing in.
Yeah.
What did you think?
Yeah, absolutely. It's disgusting. They have one standard for themselves and each other and another standard for us. The number one form of solidarity that is alive and well in America is ruling class solidarity. And that's what you saw at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. It's what you're going to see at the Met Gala. You're going to see politicians there, hobnobbing, rubbing elbows with celebrities. I mean, we're living in a time of where politics and celebrity culture become one and the same because everybody's rich, right? The journalists are rich, the politicians are rich, the celebs are rich, and so they have the same economic interests, and they're all liberals, right? They're rich liberals, and so they sit there and they stew in their own juices, and they call anybody who disagrees with them racist, or anybody who points out, their class privilege. It's really, really gross. And the masking thing, totally, Robbie. Of course, all the servants have to wear masks, and all of the elites get to walk around without them. It's so gross.